All right, how we doing? Saturday night. Breaking some mini helmets and some Stadium Club baseball. Woohoo! All right, we've got a little information that we go over before we get started every night, so let's roll on with that first. Feedback. Guys, I have that set to be 100% automated on eBay. It has been that way for years. Makes life easier for us both. You don't ever have to wait on me to leave you positive feedback, and you know you're going to get it instantly. So anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will, through the wonders of automation, really, literally, instantly get it in return. And of course, the second thing there is just to say thank you. Always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, and chatting with me, often keeping me informed of scores and other news that I need to know. This is a look at what's coming up. So these breaks are already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking them over the course of the next several days. So tomorrow night, it'll be a case of Trinity Baseball, which is a new release that actually came out yesterday. I'm a little tardy. We're not breaking it until Sunday. But we will break that and Valiant Football both tomorrow night. Monday will be a 20-box case of Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition Baseball, full case break. And we'll break a half case of Gold Standard Football. On Tuesday, we'll do kind of a mirror of Sunday. We'll break Trinity Baseball and Valiant Football both again on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have a pair of new releases. We're going to open one of them Wednesday night, one of them Thursday night. So Wednesday, we'll do a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, and then a half case of the new release Allen and Ginter Baseball. On Thursday night, we'll do another half case of Gold Standard Football, along with a full 12-box case of Optic Baseball, which is our other Wednesday new release. So that's what we're looking like in the days ahead. Here's what you need to know about tonight. So first off, our mini helmets, that is a free shipping break. Anytime you do a break with me that is completely free shipping, it's going to be projected to go out no later than a week after the fact, okay? So that just means your mini helmet will ship no later than Saturday the 20th, a week from today. Now, a lot of times it goes out sooner, sometimes a lot sooner, but it won't be any later than that. The other thing you need to know about if you're in this mini helmet break, if your team is not the team pulled, your consolation card, typically I'm going to hang on to until your next package ships, and that's really just because it's a free shipping break. However, if you want it sent sooner, you get skunked in the mini helmet and you want the consolation faster than with your next package, you only need to send me a message on eBay and let me know that, and I will be glad to take care of it for you. Now, our next break tonight is our Stadium Club Baseball half case. And in that instance, we are projecting it to be on the way to you approximately Wednesday the 17th. Now, as always, if I can get something out to you faster than the projected date, I'm always going to be happy to do that. So Wednesday is the projection, but I'm going to shoot for faster. And if we get lucky, maybe I can get it out a little sooner. So the first thing up tonight is our 5-box half case of TriStar autographed mini football helmets. This is a half case break. It is break number 2. It's the back half of a case we started a few days ago. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay, which is Saturday the 13th of July. We have one unsold team in here. That was the Jags. Got no bids. So if anything comes out for them, of course, it will stay here with me. Otherwise, it'll go to one of you, whatever comes out. And of course, team names were across from the winning bidder on each of those. If you're here for Stadium Club, don't wander too far. It'll be right after we take a look at the mini helmets, and we'll put a spreadsheet up for that then. Last but not least, you just noticed me messing around with the focus there, but don't worry about that, all right? That is intentional, and it's going to allow us actually to see things up pretty close, but better than we would have otherwise, probably. So let's get rolling with our mini helmets. Again, this is the back half of a case we started the other day, so we don't have to worry about, numbering them and using random.org and all that kind of jazz. They're just in here, ready to go. We can manage to get them out. So the Dallas Cowboys have Rayfield Wright comes out first. That's a little TriStar, just kind of a little informational card. This is a generic TriStar thing. It's not specifically tied to the item, but it's in there. That is the important part. That is your TriStar hologram authentication sticker there on the back. And then there, of course, is your Rayfield Wright signature for your and a Hall of Fame inscription as well. So first out was the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see what's in box number 2. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Oy. Box number 2, wow, is also the Dallas Cowboys. Dang. Cowboys. And that is Amari Cooper. And you have got a different type of hologram on that one, but nonetheless, it is a TriStar hologram authentication once again. And a little Amari Cooper tag there, and then again the generic, excuse me, the generic TriStar. So, like, first of all, what are the odds of 2 Cowboys in the same case? That's, my first thing. My second thing is, considering that we used random.org to figure out which boxes we opened in the first half and which were left in the second half, it's also pretty amazing that both of those Cowboys helmets ended up in the same half case, right? Isn't that weird? That's like unusual, I think, a little. Brad says there's a ton of Cowboys in this set. I believe you, man. We are pulling them. The Dolphins are out next. This is Dwight Stevenson. There's TriStar authentication hologram off to the side. Once again, your little informational card and the generic TriStar to go along with. So now we are 2 Cowboys and a Dolphin. Yeah, a lot of times you can get an idea of what you'll find in these by looking at, TriStar runs the signing events at the National and some of the other big collectible shows. So oftentimes you can kind of look at who their signers are and think, yeah, this is probably who's coming up in the next group of TriStar mini helmets. Sometimes it works that way, sometimes it doesn't, honestly. All right, we've got Jimmy Johnson for the 49ers coming up next. And it is, once again, there's your your hologram authentication. There's your nice Jimmy Johnson signature across the top along with the Hall of Fame inscription. So the 49ers getting a nice one there. So we are 2 Cowboys, a Dolphin, and a 49er. Brad says he sees a lot of Titans come out of here too. Yeah, this is only my second break of it this year. Obviously, the first half of this case was the first one, so I hadn't really noticed much of a pattern yet. But of course, I think we found one now. And it sounds like Brad has watched several of these breaks, and he definitely knows that we have found one. The Colts on a throwback helmet for Gino Marchetti. So Gino and the Colts, our 5th and final out tonight on a little throwback there. And there's your Hall of Fame inscription along with Gino's signature and your hologram authentication sticker. So to recap, it is Marchetti for the Colts. For the 49ers, we have a little Jimmy Johnson, which I personally happen to like. I think that's a nice little mini helmet that you don't see come out super often. Then our Dolphins with Dwight Stevenson. And then we got a couple of Cowboys, but let me get these in their boxes so I can grab these other 2 boxes, and then we'll look at our Cowboys for the recap of them. All right, Cowboy number 1, Amari Cooper, right there on. That's in kind of an awkward spot, but I think you can see it back there on the back edge of that for Dallas. And our other Dallas mini helmet is Rayfield Wright. You can see that one a little better with his Hall of Fame inscription. All right, so there we go. Oh gosh, sorry, that was That my tripod, guys, is a little, well, it broke, okay? Let's just lay that out there. And I fixed it. Well as I can fix things. I'm not so good at fixing stuff. Let's just be honest. And so I sort of just barely bumped it, and it kind of went flying because it's not real stable because I didn't fix it super well. But I also didn't have any other choice because I don't have a backup tripod. So I am sorry for sending you on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride right there. And we're going to hope that I can avoid touching the tripod or maybe the cord for the rest of the night and hope that I can get it to stay there. Because that was, fun, right? All right, give me a second to get these out of the way, then we'll be moving into Stadium Club. Yeah, I actually just, it fell apart tonight, the tripod, right as I was setting it up for the break. So by the time I realized it had crashed and collapsed and broken, like I had 20 minutes to fix it. Frankly, I probably couldn't have fixed it back perfectly if I had 20 days because it's just not my forte. But I happen to be the only one here at the moment, and we had a break to do, so I sort of rigged it. As you see, maybe not perfectly, but hopefully we're gonna, get through the rest of the night without a whole lot of trauma with the tripod. Let's get our spreadsheet back up here and take a look at it. And we're going to be looking at Stadium Club coming up next. So this, of course, is a half case, and it's from a shared case. It's loose boxes from a shared case. I'm sure you guys saw that in the listing description. Some people don't care about that, some do, but anyway, and I'm anticipating it to be on the way to you approximately Wednesday. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I will. We don't need to worry about consolation cards for Stadium Club. There's so many cards in here. Everybody's going to pull something for their team. And this is 8 boxes of 2019 Stadium Club Baseball. It is a half case break, and it is break number 5. Once again, it ended tonight on eBay Saturday night, the 13th of July. Team names are on the left-hand side, winning bidders across from it there on the right-hand side. And yeah, I think that's all we have to know about that. We can actually start digging into this. I feel like I've kind of got this crooked after I knocked it over, didn't I? Is it a little bit crooked, although I'm afraid to mess with it? Oh boy, maybe I really shouldn't. Maybe we should just let it be ever so slightly crooked. Yeah, because if it collapses down onto the ground again, whew, yeah, well, we might be out of luck. So there are 2 autographs in every box of Stadium Club. There are also all kinds of other parallels, and there's usually a chrome insert in here as well. The parallels in Stadium Club work a little differently than they do in some of the other Topps products. In this case, it is generally defined by the color that the player's name is written in. Okay, so like silver is the default color, and then we can find variations of red, which is super common, black, which is not quite as common as the red, and then orange, which is still yet not as common. It's much less common. And then gold is like really rare. So that's kind of how that goes along. Box toppers, they're new this year. The first one we get a look at tonight is Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. Occasionally, these do come out numbered. We were fortunate enough to pull one numbered out, autographed and numbered out of one of our cases. So they do exist out in the wild. Maybe we'll get lucky and find one tonight. We'll try. All right, so Curtis is here. Hi, Curtis. I'm just now getting a chance to look back at chat. We did not have any bears. It looks like Tyler already hooked me up and answered that. Thank you very much, Tyler. I appreciate you. Michael R., you want to know about Browns or Ravens. Carlos also wanted to know what the mini helmets were. Like, everybody was late tonight, huh? So, guys, did anybody type it in? Darren is on here too. Same thing. Which helmets were they? So, let me keep reading. Aha, Strong Crosby. He's got it under control. 2 Cowboys, a 49er, a Dolphin, and a Colt. Thank you, Strong Crosby. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson was the 49er. Gino Marchetti was the Colt. I do not remember who the Dolphin was. One of the Cowboys was Amari Cooper, and the other Cowboy I forgot. Hi, Kay. Strong Crosby says there's never a Raider. Oh, man. I'm sorry we didn't find you a Raider tonight. And Kay, you said you think you're in this break. What teams do you have in here, Kay? Do you want me to, let me see. I think I remember your eBay name. Let's see if I can spot it over here. You have, looks like, the Reds. You know I can't go back to the spreadsheet because we've got cards out on the table. We've already opened the box, but I'm just trying to look for you myself. I see the Reds. That's the only one I see offhand. You might have another one, but in a quick glance, what I saw was the Reds, Kay. So if you also have somebody else, that doesn't mean that it's not on that spreadsheet. It probably just means that I didn't find it in a quick little scan. Hi, Kirk. Hi, Hootie Hoot. And Darren, oh man, Darren says he got the big L in the mini helmet break. Daggone it, guys. I'm sorry. That's no good. Hootie Hoot, you want all Pete Alonso autographs, huh? All 16? I don't think that will happen. No matter how badly they sort it, I don't think we'll find all 16, but stranger things have happened probably. So this particular insert, we're going to find warp speed a bunch. What matters is the color that the name of the player is written in. So that was just a base warp speed once again because it's written there in silver. We're looking for it to be written, for instance, like this in red to be a parallel. So Derek Jeter and the Yankees, our red parallels are not numbered. Generally speaking, most of our parallels are not numbered. If we run across one that is, I will point it out to you, of course. So first out, the Brewers have a nice one with Josh Hader, and that is a red parallel Josh Hader autograph, and it is numbered to 50. So that's kind of a nice way to start things. You've got some kind of minor imperfections on the back there with edges and corners, and frankly, Stadium Club is kind of that way throughout. It's rare to find them minty mint and perfect. They usually do have some little issues here and there. Power Zone insert. We'll find loads of those as well. There's another Emperors of the Zone. We'll find tons of them. It's the ones, of course, that are the parallels that we're more interested in. There's Kiki Hernandez for the Dodgers. Black parallel. And there's a red Xander Bogaerts for the Red Sox. Here's our chrome out of this box. These chrome generally falls one per box. Particular one is Jose Canseco for the Oakland A's. Hootie Hoot says there's lots of silver flakes on the back. I hadn't really noticed that. I'm guilty of generally just looking at like edges and corners. So there's another insert. Beam Team is what that one is called. That one was also just a base version of Beam Team, but there's a decent amount of those that come along. But yeah, Stadium Club this year just doesn't, I mean, they're just a little rough cut, it seems to me. There's a lot of edges and corners in here that are far from perfect, particularly on the back. They just look to have been a little rough cut, honestly. There's Gleyber Torres and the Yankees. We have a second chrome card out of this box. That one was a pretty little refractor. Our first one with Canseco was not. Ozzie Albies red for the Braves. And now here's a parallel for us. This Power Zone is an orange parallel, which once again the orange are not super common. This is Chris Bryant and the Chicago Cubs. This might be numbered. Let's see, is it? No, it's not. Every once in a while you get lucky on one of those parallel inserts that'll be numbered. That one wasn't, but still finding the orange variation is good. Robinson Cano for the Mets, that's red. And there's Syndergaard. He was actually pitching earlier tonight, but I didn't have that game in my market. Rafael Devers, Red Sox. The game I had was the Oakland A's game, believe it or not. And the A's were just, oh my God. Last time I had it on, the A's had 12 runs, and the White Sox had no runs. I think the White Sox did end up scoring a run or two somewhere along the way, but when I had last looked at it, it was 12 zip. Josh Donaldson, red for the Braves, and here comes an autograph for us, and it's going to be headed to the Texas Rangers. I would have had my Reds game, but I guess it got delayed or rained out. You guys said this was numbered and I missed it. Is it on the front then and not the back? Yeah, it is. Daggone. See, I thought orange should be numbered. It is to 50 down there in that lower right-hand corner, and I totally missed it because stupid me, I was looking for it on the back where most of our stuff is numbered in Stadium Club. So thank you very much there, Kirk and Minions, and Lee, actually. All three of you helped me out with that one, so thank you guys. I looked right past it, didn't I? Jeffrey Springs is our autograph hit for the Texas Rangers, and once again, you know, you can see these bad edges and corners. That little bit of white showing around there is what I'm talking about. A little bit of chipping or just poorly cut, or however you want to look at it. Acuna, black for the Braves. A red Abreu for the White Sox. And that's box number 1. See, I don't know if the Reds game is still started yet or not. I just know it did not start on time. It was delayed. I wouldn't have really got to watch it anyway because I have work to do, but I might have gotten to see the first little bit of it if it hadn't been, at least have it playing in the background, if it hadn't been delayed. But what are you going to do? That's what happens. All right, come out of there. Mookie Betts comes out for the Red Sox, and right all along that top edge you can see a pretty good example of what I'm talking about. All that little white up there on that, if I hold it that way you might be able to see it better. All those little bits of white, and over here, yeah, just that's the way Stadium Club looks this year on the back for the most part. But at least it doesn't look that way on the front, so that's the good news, right? Probably not a ton of people getting Stadium Club graded anyway, realistically. I think we might have a redemption. Is that a redemption, the edge of, I see? Yeah, it is. So here's what we're going to do with that. It's going to sit right up there in housekeeping, and we will flip it over at the very end of the break. And we'll find out who's on the other side of it at the end of the break. And then we'll also go to the Topps website and verify the team. So that and any other redemptions that we find will stay right up there in that area till we get finished up tonight. People in my neighborhood still setting off fireworks. Can you believe? Can you hear that out there? Like they start a week before the 4th of July and we're still going 10 days later. So yeah, although they did give me a break through the week. We didn't have too much Monday through Friday of this week, so there is that. All right, there's the black and white parallel. These are typically not numbered, but they're also not super common. That one is headed to Milwaukee for Robin Yount. And right behind it, our first autograph, and it is Ramon Laureano. Speaking of the Oakland A's. And again, you can see, yucky corners and edges. Hootie Hoot, you grew up north of Cincinnati. Okay, so you're about my Big Red Machine. I like my Cincinnati Reds. It's hard, though, right, being a Reds fan, because we've been bad for so long. I mean, and, really bad. Not just like we go through bad stretches. We're just bad. But that's all right. I like my Reds anyway, even though I complain about how bad they are. Scooter Jeanette, red for Cincinnati. One of these days will maybe be better. Maybe. Lorenzo Kane, red for the Brewers. Although, really, we might have to have a new owner before we get good, honestly. They make some really strange ownership decisions. Severino, black, Yankees. They don't always make what I deem to be sound decisions. Aguilar for the Brewers, red. And Buster Posey is our chrome card for the Giants. Of course, then again, I've never owned or run a baseball franchise. So just because I think they make some dumb decisions doesn't mean they're really dumb decisions. It just means that on the face of it, it doesn't look like it makes good sense a lot of times. But oh well, what are you going to do? Not much unless I get rich and buy the team, right? Did we go past? No. Okay. Thought that was a black one there for a second. Had to go back and take another little peep at it. You have the Orioles now, so no difference here. Yeah, the Orioles, yeah, Hootie, you're not wrong. Your Baltimore Orioles have been kind of going through it a little bit too. So, yeah, we're kind of on the same page in that regard, aren't we? A red Jose Barrios for the Minnesota Twins. Yeah, and I bet you guys, once Manny got traded and everything, you kind of figure you'd be starting on a kind of a full-scale rebuild. Eddie Rosario, Twins, red. A Juan Soto Beam Team, red for the Nationals. But I'm not really sure that you are in a total rebuild there, particularly. Doesn't really look like it. Mondesi, Royals, red. You may just have to suffer along a while with me, man. To suffer along like my Reds. All right, that is 2 boxes down. Remember, our 4th autograph is a redemption, so we've seen 3 of them come out and 1 redemption, which we'll flip over and take a little peek at the very end. Lee, you're hoping that the redemption is a Tatis? Hey, might be. I don't know. Could be. I don't remember who all is a redemption in this set. We haven't really pulled a ton of redemptions in Stadium Club. We've mostly been pulling live autographs out of here. Sandy Koufax and the Dodgers with our box loader. Oh, you saw a base? Oh, you may have seen a base, Tatis. Honestly, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the player on the card for the base ones. I'll tell you the truth. I really seldom do. I'm more looking for the inserts so I can flag them and all that. That's generally my focus when we're looking through stuff that's got a lot of base. I don't register much of the... Everything ships in here, though, Lee, so whatever you see go flying by here, you're going to get if that's your team for sure. Oh, okay, so you said Colby Allard, Tarpley, and some scrub tiger are the usual redemptions. That's nice. He doesn't even get a name. He's just some scrub tiger. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll find out who turns on the other side of that in a little bit when we get through the rest of our boxes here. This is a red Dale Murphy for the Atlanta Braves. And there's a red Belly, Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers. A signature coming up. It's headed to the Blue Jays. And I swear to you, we find this guy all the time in every product in like massive quantities. And it is Rowdy Tellez. And I feel like, again, corners and edges, I feel like it took Rowdy forever to make it up to the big leagues. It didn't really, but it just felt like it did. It just seemed like, I don't know, that he hung around for about a decade, although really it was much shorter than that. So, but anyway, he's here now. That's his official rookie card, and there are loads of them in every product autographed. So, in other words, Rowdy had a lot of time to get stuff signed, is what I'm thinking. They just gave him a big stack and said, go at it. A black Piscotty comes out for the Oakland A's. And there's a little, that's an unusual K-line. Is that a short print in here or something? I really don't remember seeing that before. And maybe we have and we do. But for whatever reason, I guess it is just a regular K-line. Not really a short print. I just, for whatever reason, it caught my eye that time, and it doesn't always, but it did then. Eugenio Suarez for my Cincinnati Reds in red. Kirsch, Dodgers, red. We have ourselves a Chrome Benintendi for the Red Sox. So, Brendan McKay pitched earlier today. They had a double header, and he pitched the early game for the Rays. He's coming along. He's not quite, obviously, he's only had 2 starts. He's not quite where I want him to be or where I think he's ultimately going to be, but he's coming along. He went to school up the road. Charlie Blackmon in the Rockies, red. College ball, I mean. Played for Louisville. Excellent two-way player he is, but I believe they're going to try to kind of make him a pitcher. Maybe let him do a little of the Shohei Ohtani stuff where he gets to DH some and all that, but from what I understand, not the day before he pitches or maybe a day or 2 after he pitches. Ryan Braun, red for the Brewers. So he'll probably have a couple days a week at most. He would be able to DH. Autograph hit for Dean Dietz. And Dean is for the Astros. He is our second autograph out of this box. Matt Carpenter, black for the Cardinals. And there's a hollow foil, Cody Bellinger. It is number 225 for the Dodgers. Same as, guys. You can see the white around the edges and the corners where it is unfortunately imperfect. Most of that stuff, I know, really probably doesn't bother the majority of people. The majority of people probably wouldn't even necessarily notice it. But if I see it, I do call it. I don't always see it live, but often I do. So we're going to be crazy busy with baseball in the upcoming week between Allen and Ginter and Optic Baseball both coming out on the same day. I hate when stuff like that happens. But I figured we'd break A and G first and get the Ginter half case on Wednesday night. And then, of course, we'll we'll do a full case of Optic on Thursday, but I didn't feel like there was any way we could do them both the same night. We'd both be tired of that live stream before we got done. Come out of there. What in the world? I'm not kidding you. This is like suctioned in there. It's like statically stuck or something. Crazy. That is Big Papi David Ortiz for the Red Sox, who was trying really, really hard to stay in there, but we did eventually manage to extract Big Papi. We've got some football coming out next week, too. Friday, I think it is, that we have Elements football, which someone asked me about earlier in the week, and I said, I'm pretty sure it's not Wednesday, and they're like, no, it's definitely next week, or they didn't say it's definitely next week, they said, their other source had said it was next week, and I'm like, I think it's got to be the week after, but no, it is next week, but it was just on Friday, and I had only apparently looked through Wednesday. You know, the Friday releases used to be a thing you would have every once in a while. These days, Friday releases seem to just be the norm. We're getting, at least a few of them every month. So they're gradually expanding our calendar to put out more and more and more faster. Like, come on, guys, we can't open 17 new products a week, I mean, we could, but it might not be might not be very cost efficient. Roger Maris, red for the Yankees, a chrome card for Jack Flaherty and the Cardinals. But of course, it's always crazy this time of year. They're getting ready to go into the National, and they always like to release a whole bunch of stuff right before the National. Ozuna, Cardinals, red. There is a red Shane Bieber for the Indians. Yeah, that's right. He was our All-Star Game MVP, was Shane Bieber. And he was a late addition. He replaced somebody who couldn't make the start. Or couldn't make the game, I should say. He didn't start anyway. Kevin Kramer is our autograph hit out here. And that is for the Pittsburgh Pirates with the little Kevin Kramer. And I think I might have two different size sleeves possibly in this pack. I hope not, but that seemed like a different size, didn't it? So yeah, I think I do, possibly. Let's see if I can sort out the ones we need. I don't know how that happened. Ay. I should have known it's going to be one of those nights once the tripod broke, right? I mean, that's a pretty good indicator. I set it on the table and it collapses. Yeah, that's probably a sign that my night is not going to go quite as planned. Roy Halladay, red for the Blue Jays. And a red Kikuchi, Yusei, for the Mariners on Emperors of the Zone insert. You said something was serial numbered to 25. Which are we talking about? Which card are we talking about to 25? I can grab it and show it to you again if you can let me know which one. Are you talking about Yusei? I don't see any number on him, so we must be talking about somebody else. Hootie, who is it? So I can find whichever card we're discussing here. Oh, the Kevin Kramer. The Kevin Kramer autograph to 25. Sorry, guys, I didn't read off the number for the Pirates. Yeah, sorry. But it is to 25 for Kevin Kramer. I got distracted by the sleeve being the wrong size and kind of went down a rabbit hole there of why are my sleeves all mixed up and thinking, who said they would help me last night cleaning up the table and then put stuff in a weird spot? And, Sometimes my head, I go down a rabbit hole. There is Chris Taylor, black for the Dodgers. And I did. DJ Stewart for the Orioles, red. Yeah, truly, if they had Adderall when I was a child, I probably would have been on the highest possible dose my entire childhood. So fortunately for me, I guess, maybe fortunately for me, maybe not, I don't know, but they didn't have it when I was a kid. Javi Baez, black for the Cubs. So I guess I got maybe lucky there. I don't know. Andrew McCutchen, red for the Phillies. I don't know really if it makes it... I mean, it supposedly makes it better, right? Easier for the kids, I guess. A.J. Pollock and the Dodgers. That was red. We've got a nice autograph coming up. A really nice one, and it's going to make Lee really happy. How about that, Lee? Tatis, baby. Oh, yeah. So, see, you don't need to worry. You got way more than a base rookie card coming to you now, because that bad boy is signed by Mr. Fernando Tatis Jr., San Diego Padres. That was a little Oprah, wasn't it? That little junior at the end. It's like, and you get a car, and you get a car. I know. I digress. I told you. I should have, I have a hard time keeping my focus sometimes. It's not like I didn't warn you. Oh, you don't have them, Lee. Oh, I thought you did. Because you were talking about the base rookie going through there, but you were just noticing that it went through. You don't actually have them tonight. I got you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting all happy for you. Well, whoever has the Padres, it's a good hit. Roberto Clemente for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That has got a dreadful corner down there. Let's move that out. You can see it better. See that? Ah, horrible. Yuck, yuck. So worse than normal on the lower right of that. Oh, yeah, you like to keep up with them? For real, I do too. I love it. Obviously, I wouldn't do breaks if I didn't like it, because it's an awful lot of work, and, it can be a lot of fun, and sometimes it can also be not a lot of fun if you have somebody who, well, let's just say sometimes people are difficult. No, most people aren't. Some are. And, of course, you tend to remember the ones that are, right? That's our tendency. We remember the stuff because it's the bad stuff that stands out in your mind, I guess. But yeah, if I didn't love it, I probably wouldn't do it, because there's a lot of times you lose money. I mean, on Stadium Club, every time I break it, I lose money. I don't think I broke even one time out of all the Stadium Club we've opened. But then again, on other products, sometimes you make money, sometimes you lose money, sometimes you break even. But that just means that we better like what we're doing, because if you don't like what you're doing and have fun, and then you still lose money, and you still have to do all the work, yeah, that's not very good. So you have to at least enjoy it. And I do. I think it's a lot of fun. Ohtani, red, Angels. Oh, the Kevin Kramer is yours. Okay. Well, so then you're in good shape anyway then, man. You got a nice 1/25 for Pittsburgh. Got to get the Pirates going. Adam Jones, red for the Diamondbacks. And here is a Max Scherzer chrome. And I just heard a little while ago that he's on the IL. Some kind of back strain or back something or another. So I don't know how long he's going to be down for the count, but man, that's a drag. There's Jonathan Scoop for the Minnesota Twins. That is red. And a hollow foil. If I can get it in a sleeve here. Our little hollow foil for the Twins is numbered to 25. So nice. 2 hollow foils we have found tonight so far. I see an autograph on the horizon there. Let's pluck it off the top of the heap. Trevor Richards is our autograph for the Marlins. And once again, edges and corners. That's kind of a crazy looking card, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of like a stop motion sort of thing. I don't know. It's an interesting kind of collage of photographs of him on that card, I suppose. But hey, that's what's cool about Stadium Club, all the different photographs and things. All right, we have Warren Spahn, and there's a spider. Oh, there's a little spider. That is for the Braves, and it said Milwaukee Braves, but the Milwaukee Braves are the same as the Atlanta Braves. You know, cards always stay with their franchise and such. All right, hang on a minute, guys. I'm going to try to get this. All right, this was just it wasn't anything good, but that was freaking me a little bit, so I kind of had to get that little spider. So thank you for bearing with me. A little spider kind of flipping me out a little bit. Okay, there's our other autograph. And it is Ponce de Leon for the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, see, Hootie Hoot says, like, somebody's getting a card with a dead spider. No, I didn't use a card. I showed you that. See, this is why I showed you. Spider's still even on it. It is not a card. It is just a little insert. That's why I used that. Not, you know, I'm not going to grab somebody's card out of this pile and smush a little spider on it. You know better than that. Gary Sanchez for the Yankees. Now, I had a little stack of those advertising cards from Elite Football that were some of them still sitting on the table. I use them some for shipping, and they were over there on the sorting half of the table, and I couldn't think of what else to smush him with. Verlander, Astros, red. And truthfully, if it hadn't been in the middle of a live stream, I probably would have tried to get him on the card and take him outside alive and turn him loose outside. But I don't really have that option right now. And I didn't want him, you know, crawling all over our cards. Ty Cobb, red for the Tigers. So little Mr. Baby Spider had to, unfortunately, depart this world. Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. That is black for the White Sox. All right, we are finished up with that box. We have opened 5. We have 3 remaining. Let's get our box loader out of here. Rhys Hoskins, Philadelphia Phillies. So I don't know about you guys, but it is really hot here. It is really, really hot. Like, if you walk outside, maybe it's the humidity. I mean, it is hot, but I think it's the humidity more than the actual heat that causes this. But it's like you walk outside and you're outside for about 2 minutes and sweat is just pouring. It is insane. I don't know what is happening. It seems we didn't have any spring. I mean, we just went from cold to hot. which I'd rather have the heat than the cold any day of the week. That's for sure. But it is super, super humid, maybe, as well as hot. I don't know if, I think everybody's kind of in that boat right now. I don't know if any part of the country has been spared that little heat wave that we're experiencing. That is a red Will Clark for the Giants. And we have ourselves another little orange Power Zone. That is numbered to 50, and it is a Matt Carpenter for the Cardinals. Often don't even find one of those in orange, and this time we find two in a half case. So, hey, I'm about that. I like added value. There's a red Patrick Wisdom for the Rangers. A red Lourdes Gurriel for the Blue Jays. Behind that comes Wilson Contreras Chrome for the Cubbies. I think he hit, did he hit a grand slam today? I think I did not see it, but I thought that I heard that he hit a grand slam today. Maybe it wasn't him, but I think it was. Cubs had the early game of the day, and I didn't get it watched. I don't even know if it was in my market. Honestly, I was watching Wimbledon this morning, and then Serena got beaten. Just messed up my whole day. I did not want that to happen. Real Muto for the Philadelphia Phillies, red. Dean Dietz for the Astros. So then after that, I had to just turn off the TV for a while. That's our second Dean Dietz, I think. Oh, R.M. Becker, you said it wasn't a grand slam. He hit a 3-run homer. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was I thought I heard somebody say he hit a grand slam, but I must have, I don't know. Obviously didn't hear it right. Carlos Santana, black for the Indians. Anyway, had a good game. I guess that's the moral of the story. Ryan Zimmerman, Nationals, red. And there's got to be some other stuff in here, right? Yeah, there's a red. A red Paul DeJong, St. Louis Cardinals. An autograph. We've seen him before, too. This whole box was a duplicate. Dean Dietz we've seen, and Jeffrey Springs we've already seen, too. There's another one for the Rangers. So that box wasn't, like, all that much fun, was it? Well, it was if you were one of those two teams, I guess. Urias Padres, red. But if not, yeah, not as much fun. Noah Syndergaard, black, Mets. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. We're going to take a look at the one that went out of my hand there. And make sure he's all right. It was Nomar Mazara that jumped ship, and I don't really see anything that looks out of the ordinary with him. I think he's all right. It is his base, but nonetheless, if when one jumps ship on me, I generally like to just get a little better look at them and make sure that we're all still good to go. We are in box number 7, coming out right now. Do you guys see that Allen and Ginter has added the possibility of their box loader being a rip card this year? How about that? Yeah, right? I thought that was kind of cool. Well, first of all, you know the rip cards. I kind of love them. I do. I entirely love them. Jackie Robinson for the Dodgers. Because, I mean, I don't know how anybody, let's just lay this out for a minute. If a Rip card is yours, you own it, and it's at your house, how are you going to leave it unripped? I'm sure some people, they would have all the discipline in the world, and they would just be able to say, oh, no, I don't care what's inside. It's, worth more not knowing what's inside. I sadly am not that person. Like, I can try that, and then in the middle of the night, that card is calling to me like a Stephen King novel. I mean, it is like, wake up in the middle of the night, hearing that card go, rip me, rip me. I mean, no, that stuff haunts me. I cannot leave those things unripped. It's ridiculous. I mean, of my own, that I own. Obviously, I don't rip the ones that I pull for you guys. I'm talking about ripped cards that I personally own that belong to me. Yes, but they do. They do. Middle of the night, calling my name. Right out of a horror movie. So if I got one that was a box loader rip card, oh man, I wouldn't even attempt to act like I could not rip that. The regular cards, you can kind of set them aside and, think about it. Maybe let them set a day or two. Almora for the Cubs, red. But, buddy, you get in that box loader, you can forget it. Braves, look at you. That's an excellent veteran hit tonight with Ozzie Albies, and the Atlanta Braves pulling a nice card here out of our next to last box. So anyway, I was pretty excited to think about the fact that there might be box loader rip cards. Goodrum, Tigers. But maybe I'm the only one fascinated by that. Robbie Ray, red. Diamondbacks. Kutch, chrome, Phillies. I have a few people who, well, one or two in particular, who break with me quite often who just don't like Allen and Ginter at all. They don't like that it has stuff in it that isn't baseball stuff. It really just, they hate the product. This is black Robin Yount for the Brewers. But I really do like it. I like those rip cards, and I like finding some of those little minis, depending on what the subject is every year, those different little minis that are non-baseball related. And I also think it's kind of cool that there's other sports figures and other celebrities and things that have autographs in there from time to time. And often those can be worth a lot of money. In fact, Serena Williams was one that was in there in Allen and Ginter several years ago, like, gosh, I don't know, maybe around 13, 14, somewhere in there, I think. Serena had an autograph in Allen and Ginter. Corbin Burns, Brewers, red. And we have ourselves an autograph, and this one is Austin Dean. We're all about Deans of some sort tonight. This is the Miami Marlins. So the thing I love about Allen and Ginter is that there's such a wide variety of cards, but that also makes it kind of a pain to list, because you've got to list categories for all the various minis and categories and things. Ripken, Orioles, red. Because believe it or not, there are some people that collect the Allen and Ginter, just the non-baseball part of it. Matt Chapman, red for the Oakland A's. Yeah, so got to accommodate all kinds of things when we deal with Allen and Ginter. Cole Hamels, black for the Cubs. That is a red Laureano for the A's. Last box mojo. All right, kids, so this is where we have to kind of collectively focus our efforts, our energies, however you want to say it, and try to find the big, smoking, fiery, hot hit out of our final box in this break and our final break, as a matter of fact, of Stadium Club for the year. So let's hope we send it out with a bang. Last box mojo here. Ichiro for the Mariners. Of course, after we look through all the cards for this last box, we'll then flip over that redemption, which has been patiently waiting for us up there in housekeeping. After we scope it out, check it out, see what's on the other side of it, we'll go to the Topps website, pull up the checklist, and just verify the team. Even though we're probably going to know it, we'll put it up on the screen from the Topps website for everyone to see. And after that, we'll recap. And then, of course, after we recap, spreadsheet information will go up there one more time for anybody who might have missed it earlier. You'll get another shot at looking at what's coming up in the days ahead, as well as the info about the anticipated shipping date for tonight's breaks. So that's how it's going to shake out here over the course of the next few minutes. And we'll see what we end up with here out of last box. See if the mojo is kind to us this evening or not. We hope it will be, anyway. Oh, already kind. Gold. I like gold. Now, here's the weird thing. Stanton says Yankees. He's in his Yankees cap. And then they got the big Marlins logo in the background. Like, why did you do that? So, this is, of course, a gold refractor for the Yankees. With Stanton. And inexplicably, they leave the Marlins logo in the background. So stupid. But anyway, there you go, Yankees. Nice little gold chrome refractor. Diaz for the Mets, red. Has a red George Springer for the Astros. Barry Larkin. Oh, I love Barry Larkin. That is a chrome for my Cincinnati Reds. Barry Larkin is so awesome. I went another one of those K lines by, so it's definitely just his base card. Kyle Tucker, red for the Astros. But for whatever reason, I had not noticed it. And in all the breaks we've done, I had never noticed that K line until tonight. Isn't that odd? Rowdy Tellez. This is our second Rowdy as well tonight. That one's headed to Toronto. A little love there for the Blue Jays. Felix Hernandez. Mariners, red for King Felix. A black and white Urias for the Padres. So again, these are not numbered, but they're not super common. So I always kind of set them out separate. We generally recap them because most of the time you'll find a couple in a half case, you know, one or two, occasionally a little more or a little less, but on average I'd say about that. T. Cassidy is here. Hi, T. Cassidy. You got your RG3 helmet today. Nice, brother. Rogers Hornsby, that is red for the Cardinals. And our last autograph happens to be for the Dodgers. That is Dennis Santana. I know, R.M. Becker, 3 duplicate autographs out of a half case is really super annoying to me and to you too, I imagine. I'm like, I don't know why they can't do a little better job collating that stuff. Brandon Crawford, red for the Giants. But honestly, it happens both to Panini and to Topps, and it seems more and more lately that happens. Ricky Henderson, black for the A's. But as I have said many times, I am completely hypocritical about it as well. Because I'll tell you straight up, if we had pulled 3 Pete Alonsos and 3 Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s, I would have said, oh my gosh, it's like the best case ever. So, I do understand that I am a bit hypocritical about it. And depending on who the player is, I'll either say, oh, Topps is terrible, they should do a better job. Or I'll say, oh, this case was amazing. So I do know I'm a bit that way. But yet I would like to see them do a better job randomizing stuff. Somebody called that exactly right. Somebody said it was going to be Tarpley, was going to be one of the redemptions. Was that Hootie that said that? I forget who it was that said it. It might have been Hootie, but at any rate, somebody totally called that and said, oh yeah, that redemption, it's probably going to be Tarpley. Or I think, Colby from the Braves, Tarpley, or what you guys call him, some scrub from the Tigers or whatever. So, yeah, at any rate, you were dead on it. So, let's find where is our little Stadium Club? Good grief, I can never find anything in here anymore. Ever since they redid this, I can never find anything on this checklist. What is the deal here? All right, Stadium Club, there we go. I don't know. With the new layout, I have a hard time. So we're looking for the base card autograph. We have to scroll a minute to get to that section. Scrolling. Come on. Is it not going to be a separate section? There it is, finally. Good grief. I was beginning to think I was going to have to give up. All right, there you see it. Tarpley, Yankees. So there we go. That is the end of the suspense for that, isn't it? So we're going to recap it here. But give me 1 second to get that labeled up. That's in a sleeve, so you don't have to worry about the fact that I just made a mess with the Sharpie on it, because you know what? You're going to get it in a sleeve anyway. So that's the reason I put it in there, so I can write on it. Okay, Urias with a black and white for the Dodgers. Did I say Padres for him earlier? I might have. I was thinking of Julio Urias, or this is Julio Urias for the Dodgers, and I was thinking of the other Urias for the Padres. So if I said Padres earlier, which I might have, that was wrong. It's the Dodgers. And I may have said Dodgers. I just can't remember. Robin Yount and the Brewers, black and white. I probably should not drink Red Bull before the break, huh? Matt Carpenter, orange /50, Power Zone, St. Louis Cardinals. Hollow foil /25 coming out for the Minnesota Twins. A hollow foil for the Dodgers /25. And another Power Zone, orange /50. That one to the Cubbies with Mr. Chris Bryant. Our Chrome cards, Barry Larkin for the Reds. We had the gold refractor there for Stanton and the Yankees. The Phillies got one. The Cubbies taking one home. The Nationals, Cardinals, Red Sox, Giants. This one is a refractor for Torres and the Yankees. And then Jose Canseco for the A's. So that's our little haul of Chrome cards. Our box loaders. Let's get a look at them. Ichiro for the Mariners. Keep in mind, everyone, that we've mentioned this kind of throughout, but in case somebody's watching this after the fact and you just scroll to the end, a lot of this stuff is Jackie Robinson, Dodgers. That's the one that has the really, really yucky lower right corner. But a lot of this stuff does have imperfect edges and corners, particularly on the back, both box loaders and individual cards. Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies. So, FYI, for those of you who might be watching it on replay and didn't hear me mentioning it throughout. Roberto Clemente, that's another one that, if I scoot that over, you can see it better, has a really bad lower right. Actually, all four of the corners on that were rather imperfect. That was Clemente for the Pirates. Here's Big Papi, David Ortiz for the Red Sox. We had a little Sandy Koufax come out for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts and the Boston Red Sox. And Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. Oh, Lee, you're the one who said that it was going to be Tarpley. Okay, see, I couldn't remember who told me. I just knew one of you like nailed it and had said it's going to be like one of these three, and you were so right. So the redemption for Tarpley headed to the Yankees. We have Dennis Santana out for the Dodgers. And there's Rowdy Tellez for the Blue Jays, one of what we found two, I think, in here for that. Austin Dean for the Marlins. Really nice little Ozzie Albies out for the Braves. And the Rangers, one of two Jeffrey Springs that you will have. Dean Dietz, one of two you'll have for him if you've got the Astros. Ponce de Leon came out for the Cardinals. The Marlins and Trevor Richards. Fernando Tatis Jr., great little hit right there for the Padres. Kevin Kramer makes an appearance for the Pittsburgh Pirates, numbered 225. Here's your second Dean Dietz for the Astros. Your second Rowdy Tellez for the Blue Jays. Ramon Laureano for the Oakland A's. There's your second Jeffrey Springs for the Rangers. And we got things started tonight with Josh Hader and the Brewers in a red parallel numbered 250. All right, so 2019 Stadium Club is in the books here for us tonight. As promised, I'm going to give you some spreadsheet information next. We're going to take a look at both your anticipated shipping date and also what will be breaking in the days ahead. So the mini helmets, which we broke first tonight, a free shipping break projected out approximately, I shouldn't say approximately, I'll say no later than Saturday the 20th, a week from today. The free shipping stuff is generally projected out like that pretty much every single time, as in no later than a week after the break, although oftentimes it goes sooner. If you got skunked in the mini helmet break, typically your consolation card would just be held until your next package because it is a free shipping break. If, however, you would like to have the consolation card sent sooner and you didn't hit in the mini helmets, all you need to do is drop me a line on eBay, let me know that, and I will happily get it on the way to you. Now, our paid shipping break was Stadium Club Baseball that we just finished up, and I'm anticipating that to be on the way to you approximately Wednesday. As always, if I can get something shipped out to you faster than the date you see there on the screen, I will gladly do so, but as of right now, that is my best estimate. Everybody pulled cards in here, so you don't need to worry about consolation cards coming into play. What's coming up in the days ahead? All right, so tomorrow night, Trinity Baseball. That's a new release that actually came out yesterday and traditionally has some really nice relics in it. I would expect that we'll see more of the same this year with some really nice relics. So we'll open a case of that and a case of Valiant Football on Sunday night, tomorrow night. Monday will be a 20-box case of Topps Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition and a little half case of Gold Standard Football. On Tuesday, we're going to open Trinity Baseball and Valiant Football. On Wednesday, we'll open a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autograph football jerseys and a half case of the new release Allen and Genter Baseball. On Thursday, it'll be a half case of Gold Standard Football and a full case of Optic Baseball, which is also a Wednesday release, but we're going to hold it over and break it on Thursday instead. So that is it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you being here, spending part of your Saturday with me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If I do not see you again tomorrow night, I hope I will see you again sometime soon. So enjoy your weekend, and I'm out of here until next time.